Hi everyone, welcome to Paint with Mark. Hi everyone, welcome to Paint with Mark. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button on the bottom. Leave me a comment below about this episode that you're about to watch. Hit that thumbs up button if you like it. If you don't like the video, hit the thumbs down button. Let me know what you think. If you don't like what you're watching, leave me a comment. Let me know why. Let me know how I can do better. What we're basically going to talk about here is the supplies that you need to purchase when you decide, hey, I want to paint. I want to create something artistic, but I don't want to break the bank. Acrylic painting is the way to go for that. There are so many different types of supplies that you can purchase for acrylic painting. When you go into a craft store or go into Walmart and look at it'll just blow your mind. You will be lost. First time I went in, I didn't know what the hell I was looking for. And you can waste a lot of money if you don't do a little research and purchase the supplies that you need for your skill level. And that's basically what this is. If you're already an accomplished painter, artist of any type, or you've done painting before, you may want to look at one of my other videos. This is for first time, you're just starting out, you don't know what to get. So let's get into it. Let's look at the different types of supplies that you need to buy. I don't know why supplies is coming so hard to me right now. The word supplies is just, it's eating me up. But come on, let's go ahead and take a look. All right, when you're purchasing supplies, there are three things, in my opinion, that you have to have. Three. The first are you need something to paint on. And this is not necessarily something that you need to go to a craft store to purchase. There are many different things that you can paint on. You can paint on stone, you can paint on wood, you can paint on paper, or you can paint on what my personal choice is canvas. The second thing that you're going to need, you're going to need brushes. You're going to need something to put that paint on the surface. So there you can spend anywhere from 25 cents for a brush all the way up to $25 and beyond for a brush. And brushes can be very expensive depending on the material that they're made out of. So we'll go over the basic brushes that I use and I suggest for someone who's just starting out to use. Third thing, again, something that can go from pennies to $30, $40, $50 for, and it's your paints. There are many different levels of paints. So why don't we get started and we'll go through, or I'll go through, or we'll go through because you're going to be watching it with me, and we'll look at the paints. Okay, when it comes to paints, there's a lot of different styles, or a lot of different types, I should say, not styles, well, styles, qualities, yeah, different ones. What I use is, I use acrylics, or I've started with acrylics. I'm going to get into the different ones throughout the series, but we're going to start out with acrylics because it's what I got basic knowledge of right now. This here is a painting that I painted of a horse. Let me make sure there's no glare on it. This is a horse that my daughter rode in a show that she was in last summer. And this is all acrylic paint. My lights don't like this picture. So this is acrylic painting. We'll break it down to the simplest form for acrylic paints, just for this episode here. In general, there are three different types of acrylic paint. There are craft paints, there are student acrylic paints, and then there's artistic or artist level acrylics. Craft paints are the general types of paints that you can purchase at Walmart, Michael's Crafts, those sort of things. Student and artistic paints you can get through Amazon, or you can get them at an artist store. Now for the craft paints, like I said, I purchase the craft paints. That's what I use. I use craft paints. That painting that I just showed you was done with craft paints. And the reason why I use craft paints is they're inexpensive. They're not as blendable or as vibrant as, say, artistic acrylics, but they're about 1/10 of the price. In general, if you go to Walmart, these are the craft paints. They come in this here, which is a 2 ounce, and this generally runs anywhere from 69 cents to roughly around $1. They have every shade of paint under the sun. You can get just about anything you want. You go into Michael's or even Walmart. Walmart is actually the best place that I've found to get this type of paint. They have thousands of different types of paint. Now, it's up to you. One of the things that will be imperative to painting is you'll need to learn how to mix colors. We'll do that in a further episode on what you need to use to mix, what colors mix with what to make what, and we'll go over basic color theory. I'm not an expert. I didn't go to a college or anything for this. This is all stuff that I've learned. But you're going to want to learn how to mix your paints. You'll save a ton of money that way. And what I generally recommend is this here. These are the general colors that you want to purchase. These are the basic colors they mix. You can mix these colors to make any color that you want. If you go over to my blog, which is MarkPlante.com, I've got these listed all out and prices and places that you can get them. So go ahead, when you get a chance, look on the bottom. There'll be a link to my blog in the description. Now, when you're starting out, like I said, it's generally up to you on what you want to purchase. You can actually purchase a kit that comes with 1/2 to 1 ounce tubes of the craft paint or the acrylic paint. But like I said, it's actually cheaper to purchase this size here. On the general colors that I purchase, I always purchase the 2 ounce size. The only thing that I would suggest is 2 of the colors, your white and your black, to get the larger size, because you will go through a ton of white and black paint, even if you purchase different shades, because you'll want to lighten and darken colors for detail. So you will go through a ton of the white and the black. So I suggest you get the larger container of white and black. So like I said, I mean, in general, I would suggest just going to Walmart and picking up the general colors. It's up to you. It's your preference whether you don't feel like mixing the colors or you need a particular shade and you want it that shade. By all means, purchase the shades that you want. It's all up to you. So, like I said, with anything else, depending on the quality of the paint that you purchase will be your price, but like I said, stick with these to begin with. All right, so next thing we're going to go over is the brushes. Brushes, again, can run from, like I said, 25 cents a piece all the way up $25, $30, $35 a piece. So let's take a look at some brushes and, my general idea on them. So now we're on to the second thing that you actually have to purchase if you want to do painting, and that is your brushes. Brushes can be very cheap to very expensive depending on the quality that you purchase. My recommendation when you're first starting out is to buy a pack of brushes. This here is a pack. Unfortunately, I've already used all the brushes, so they're out of the package. But this here I got at Michael's Crafts. It's a set of 12 brushes, and this was $12. So the brushes ran about $1 a piece. And one of the good things about purchasing a package like this is that you can actually see which brushes you like. Because you're going to have favorites, the different sizes, different shapes, the thicknesses, the density of the bristles, and it's all preference. So no one can say, yes, you need this brush, or no, you don't. You have to use this style, you can't use. As with anything else artistic, it's your vision. What you see is the right thing. But again, you will accumulate different brushes as you go on if you enjoy this and you purchase more product. What I do is I've got one of the old McDonald's cups. I just put all the brushes in here. So these are all the brushes that I've gotten over the years. If you want another way that you can purchase brushes is you can buy individual brushes. If you're beginning, I don't recommend this, but a lot of people will start out this way or will purchase these type of brushes. And in general, there's four types of brushes that you really, well, I should say, yeah, I would say 3 brushes that you need and one that you probably want to get. Okay, for me, the first brush that you want to get, it's a 1-inch brush, and obviously it's 1 inch. And with this brush here, this is going to be your bulk brush. When you're painting large areas, you'll want to use this. They're really not that good for detail. So basically, if you're painting the sky or the background or something like that, you're going to want to load this up with the paint. You want to paint with that. Second brush that I would recommend if you're buying individual brushes is this is called a fan brush. And as you can see here, the bristles are sprayed out in a fan. And this brush is used for several different things. It's used to paint long lines, details, shadows type thing. You can use the bristles by twisting to get different types of styles and designs into your painting. This brush is invaluable, so I recommend. Usually a fan brush does not come in the packs. So if you see one and you're starting out and you want to go with a pack and you see one of these and it's cheap enough, pick one up. It'll be worth it. It'll be well worth it. Okay, and the third type of brush that you really want to purchase if you're buying individuals is a detail brush. And this brush has not that many bristles on it, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's used for painting details, putting shading, putting texture into your painting, adding shadows, adding highlights. This brush works great for that. You really want to use this to create those small objects in your painting. To be honest, this is the most valuable brush that you'll have. So if you're going to spend any money on a brush, make sure it's this one. You'll use this for forever. Okay, the fourth brush that you'll want to get, it's not necessary, but it's really nice to have in your arsenal of the couple brushes, is a round brush. Okay, with a round brush, it's perfect for rounded edges, round shapes. If you're doing circles, the rounded brush works beautiful for that. It's one I suggest you to get. You don't have to have it. The 1-inch, not the 1-inch brush, the fan brush will do that, or a basic brush in a kit will do that. But the round, I suggest you get it. That's my suggestion. Okay. And there's one other brush that you may want to pick up. Outside shot, I use it quite often. And what it is a 2-inch paintbrush. 2-inch paintbrush. You can get this at Home Depot. And what I use this for, it's not to fill in areas, but when you get a little more confidence in your painting, what I do is I will paint my background and then I will go over it with this, and what it does is it gives the blurred effect to the background. It will give your painting depth. In photography they call it bokeh, or depth of field, and it will make what you're painting in the foreground seem to stand out more with the background blurred. If you look at a picture, and you'll see it all over the place where they have the background blurred out. The 2-inch brush is great for that, and you can purchase one of those at Home Depot. $1 or $2. They're really not that expensive. You don't need to go out and purchase the professional grade painter's brush. These do just as well. I mean, you're not going to use it that often during a painting, but they're nice to, it's nice to have. But like I said, if you're just starting out, grab the kits. Grab the packages of paint. It's the best thing to do. Absolute best thing to do. So now that we have our paints and we have our brushes, well, we need something to paint on. Let's check out surfaces to paint on. All right, so we have our brushes, we have our paints. Now we need a surface to paint on. This is you can paint on just about anything. You can paint on stone, you can paint on tile, wood, plastic, just about anything. There's acrylic paint sticks to almost anything. So don't feel that you have to go out and purchase $50 and $60 canvases in order to paint. While you're starting out, for the beginner, I would suggest getting a painter's pad. And what that basically is, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a pad with paper in it that you can paint on. And this way, if you make mistakes, I shouldn't say mistakes, there are no mistakes. When you're painting, there are no mistakes. Hopefully I don't get a copyright infringement on this, but as the late great Bob Ross always said, there are no mistakes, there's just happy accidents. And he is so right. Nothing is wrong when you're painting. Absolutely nothing is wrong. You don't get frustrated, you just look at your image, your artwork, your canvas, whatever you're painting on from a different angle, and it'll work out. That being said, I've always painted on canvas, and as with the paint and as with the brushes, depending on the quality that you purchase will depend on how much it costs, and in addition, size will depend on how much it costs. Now, for me, I like using canvas. I've always used canvas, just what I started painting with, but there's different ones. And the two main types of canvas, the cheapest ones, the best ones to start out are this here. This is called box canvas, and obviously it's a wooden frame, and the canvas is stretched across the wooden frame and stapled onto the back here, and it gives it a nice taut surface. So when you're painting on it, it's a hard surface. This is what I've always painted on, and like I said, this is what I learned to paint on. The other thing is called canvas board. And what canvas board is, again, exactly what it sounds like. It's a piece of canvas that's stretched and glued on the back to a very hard piece of basically cardboard. Now the difference is the canvas board may be your best bet with starting out because it's a lot cheaper. About half the price of what a canvas frame, canvas box is. So this may be what you want to start out with. They come in sizes anywhere from 2-inch by 2-inch to something that would fill the wall back here. They measured in feet. So again, it's all in preference. This here is 4x6, I believe. It's either 4x6 or 5. Actually, I think this is 5x8. And this one here is 13x16. Those are the two sizes that I use. I have some that are bigger that I haven't opened up yet because I don't have, or I haven't had a painting that I've wanted to make that big. So again, it's all preference. Start out with the smaller ones when you first begin and then work your way up. Now with canvas, one of the things you may want to look at and make sure you read is there's two processes with it. You have basic canvas and then you have primered canvas. Primered canvas is, there's already been a primer painted onto the canvas itself, and what that allows you to do is just to start painting. That'll be a little bit more expensive than the basic canvas, kind of, because when you have the basic canvas, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put a coat of primer on it, which is an additional cost that you need to purchase the primer. So I always buy the canvas that's already been primed. It makes it easy for me to just get the paints on the canvas. So, like I said, these are, with canvas, these are the basics right here, the basics. Now, like I said, those are the three main things that you have to have. Obviously, you're not going to be able to create a painting without all three of those. You have to have them. But there are some other accessories that you may want to pick up. It's all dependent on your preference. One of the accessories that I pick up is when you're mixing your paint, you need a place to mix the paint, obviously. And you can use different surfaces. I know that they sell special glass palettes that you can use. I used to use paper plates. You can use aluminum foil, you can use wax paper, just about anything. Some people use newspaper. I stay away from it because the ink can be transferred into your paint and it's going to basically change the tint of it. So you can run into problems there if you're using a steady color. So I would stay away from newspaper. But one of the things that I purchased, and as an accessory, it's just convenient for me, is the painter's palette. Now this one here is plastic, solid, and you can purchase this. I got this at Michael's Crafts. It costs about $3 for it. They sell them in packages. I have a package over here, 4 of them. It was like $11 or $12 for them. So one of the good things with these is they're washable. The paint comes right off with water. There's no texture to it, so it's nice and smooth. So the paint doesn't go into the grooves and stain it. So like I said, this is one of the I guess guilty pleasures that I use, because I tend to stand up when I paint, and what you do, you put your thumb through there, you got all your paint on here. So palette might be something you might want to look into. Other thing that some people use, I use it on and off depending on my mood, is an easel. Now on this painting right here, we're on an easel right here. Easels can be very expensive. Depending on the size that you get, they can be extremely expensive. This tabletop easels here are about $20. Some people swear by them. I purchased a stand-up easel. That if you saw the last video, I showed you that in there, and I believe I have it in the introduction for this video. That was a really cheap one. It's $20, but I like to stand up when I paint, so that's why I invested the money in that. So easels, yeah, some people like them, some people don't. Like I said, it depends on my mood. You know, it's yeah. So there's a ton of other accessories out there, and once you get into the painting a little bit more, you'll see that, you know, you'll find stuff that makes it easier for you. So that's it. That's, like I said, that's my opinion on the 3 main things that you need to do a painting. You can decide the types, the styles. It's all subjective. It's what you want to do. So don't let anyone tell you you have to do something. You can use whatever styles, whatever you want to use. And that's the great thing about art. It's what's in your eye and what's in your mind that looks good. Plain and simple. I'm going to end the video here. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. This is my first one on a tutorial about painting, so bear with me. They're going to get better, hopefully. They will. They'll get better. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up on the bottom. Leave me a comment below. Ask me any questions that you want. I'm going to be learning with you guys on this. So I'm doing a lot of research right now on different techniques and what different people do, and it's amazing the videos and the blogs that you see out there where you have artists saying you have to do this. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do things. Do what you think is best. As I go on in the series here, I'll give you the techniques that I use. They may work for you, they may not work for you. So that's the fun part about learning. You learn what works best for you. So anyway, before I go off on a tangent again, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Like I said, if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. Leave me a comment below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please hit that subscribe button. If you're already subscribed to this channel, that little bell icon next to the subscribe button, if you click on that, you'll get a notification anytime I put up a new video. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. I'll be back with another episode soon. Oh, by the way, check out my blog. It's MarkPlante.com. There's a link down right here right now. And, well, that's not a link. It's just given the URL of my website. You can't click on this. But if you look down in the description, click on that link. You go over there, and I got my blog there. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Leave me some comments over there. I'll be back soon. See ya.